If your Sims keep getting stuck on the seasons screen, your gallery guys sound like chipmunks, or you've been living in fear of error 109 or 123, today's patch is for you. I've pulled the official laundry list and the developers Q&A from their Discord to show you what actually got fixed, what's still being investigated, and how to keep your saves safer before you hit play. So grab a cuppa and let's jump in. After more than 150 fixes last month, the Sims team is shifting to doing fewer but deeper stability fixes. Careers and save integrity are priorities for them, and yes, this means fewer line items, but each one is designed to hit bigger pain points for players. Here are the top 5 community voted problems. In base game, we've got the privacy mosaic issue, where clothing was showing under the sensor blur for children through Elder. They have fixed that issue and they are still investigating other ages. There is a pop-up problem and that has been fixed, so you can now travel between worlds and lots without the season screen interrupting your life every time. In Love Struck, the male voice pitch has been fixed. Males won't default to high-pitched voices in new saves anymore. The error code 123 crash is a nasty game crash that has been tied to small business careers, referencing a dead or a ghost sim. That has been fixed. Child removal false positives. There's been progress made on this bug, but the developers haven't fully closed this yet. They're still working on it. So you may be wondering, why do easy bugs get fixed first? The devs say that high voted bugs usually need specific engineers and are risky to touch. While those specialists tackle the big issues, other team members will sprinkle in quick wins to keep momentum. That's why you'll sometimes see lots of smaller, faster fixers alongside just 1 or 2 deeper issues. Moving to the pack-by-pack highlights, in base game, Nature Soundscape Radio Station will no longer wake sleeping Sims. Teens will keep their active aspiration when aging up unless their active aspiration is a teen-only aspiration. The Work Hard burnout has been tuned, so now instead of getting mental fog after 1 or 2 days, your Sims should only get mental fog after 3 or 4 days. Outfit changes work again in front of toddlers, and young adult moodlets or quirks spam has been squashed. Good or evil Sims will no longer mourn forever at gravestones. The main menu www bug is gone. The developers have added 27 new variants of swatches across 9 different objects. There's been a texture fix for the Industry Matters brick with wood trim corners, and if you don't have Horse Ranch, your Sims should no longer develop fear of horses. In Adventure Awaits, pre-made venues will now follow their pre-made schedules, cast tag fixes for masculine and feminine forms, and all toddler and child hairs are now visible with filters off. Grand's flannel curtain rods swatches should now all match, even in tricky lighting. In autumn apparel, the leather gloves will no longer clip through nails. In businesses and hobbies, the stucco's top stucco wall will now actually reach all the way to the floor, and the missing purple swatch has been added to 8 different Nordhaven-style doors and windows. In cats and dogs, the reserved slot from Adopt-A-Cat will no longer cap you at 7 household Sims, and pets exploring the Poohoo bush will do so every 3 days instead of every day to avoid them getting sick constantly. A third bug that's been fixed in cats and dogs is no more text messages from your pet asking about curfew. In City Living, the social media career bug has been fixed, so now you should now auto-meet coworkers in fresh saves to complete work from home tasks. In City Living, the social media career bug where you had to meet coworkers to complete work from home tasks is now been fixed, so you will automatically meet them. This only works for fresh saves and not existing saves though. In Greenhouse Haven, the air cycler fan no longer vanishes when viewed from another floor. In high school years, the horn dog is now visible again. In Life and Death, House and Spooky parties will now count toward the bizarre costume party bucket list. In the Reaper career, ghosts will no longer look alive while you're collecting their soul. The Minter Coworker option will now show up when your Reaper career sim is at the training dummy, and ghosts will now be able to ingest ambrosia even if that ambrosia has been cooked by another household. In My Wedding Stories, the exchange vows option is no longer grayed out when everyone is present. In Paranormal Stuff, scared and terrified emotions will now show in the sim stats. In Realm of Magic, the Apothecary cabinet textures will now display the bottle logo properly. In Seasons, scouts can donate via computers now. In Vampires, non-vampires will no longer autonomously eat plasma fruit salad. And we have a bunch of multi-pack slash global bugs that have been fixed. These are bugs that span over the entire game or in multiple packs, and these are the Save Corruption 109 crash via clone sim with none status has been fixed. Sand sculptures will no longer spawn in heavy rain, with the exception of heavy rain that has been created by the weather machine. Gates that have lanterns attached to them as default will now finally light the area. This includes base game, cats and dogs, and seasons variants. Sims who dislike mischief and singing will no longer spam those actions. Work and uni computers, such as in the police station and Foxbury University, are now fixable after they break. In the doctor career, the Tomorani introduction now counts for Greet Coworker, and in residential rentals, inviting Sims for temporary stays is now more reliable. Going into the save integrity and performance issues, the infinite loading problem that has the penthouses and dorms that have been turned into residential rentals was fixed on the 4th of November. The 109 and 123 errors have all been fixed in December. Proto buff overflow, the developers are currently investigating saves and lot data that exceeds storage limits. They found that memory boost option in your game appears to reduce the risk of this protobuf overflow, and they are asking for players, if you can do so, to please turn memory boost on and see if that helps. Error 801, the developers are currently addressing process conflicts in regards to this error by moving Scratch files from documents to app data to avoid cloud backup issues. The DirectX 11 camera micro stutter is on the radar, and the developers are asking for players who are having this issue to please submit your DX dialog files to the official EA Sims bug forum. They're also working specifically on the memory boost option in settings. They're rolling this out carefully, first to PC to gather the data. And the more people on PC are using it, the more details they're going to be able to get from us, which means the faster that they'll be able to develop this for Mac and console. Asking everyone to please back up your saves, and if memory boost is available to you in the settings, please try it out. There are a few bugs that they are continuously working on that have not been fixed yet. These include turning same-sex couples into siblings. The developers have found that this is likely tied to adoption and science babies, but they're having problems pinning the bug down, and they need a save file that includes right before the bug happens. For gallery corruption, they've learned that mod data is clinging to uploads and spreading to players without mods, and they're currently trying to work out a fix for this. This is a little bit confusing. With a lot of Sims 4 mods, the way that this works is the mods will actually change how the code of the game works, and the data of these mods tends to cling to uploads. For example, if you have a mod that changes how, different things in build mode works or how lots themselves work, then that data on that lot will then transfer over to the gallery. And when people download your lot that you've been using mods on, that data tends to corrupt the lot when they put it in the unmodded game. It's a whole weird thing, but it happens, and the developers are trying to figure out how it happens, why it's happening, and how to prevent it from happening, or at least how to prevent the corruption from happening. There's been some problems with the venue data carrying over into new saves. This is where one lot of save data bleeds over into new saves in the same session. Say you start on one save and then you create a second save file without closing down the game first. For some reason, the save data on your first save might bleed into the new save, which can cause a little bit of corruption and issues there. And this has been seen since Lovestruck. Again, the developers are working on this. They're not quite sure why it's happening, but they're trying to track down everything with it. The final problem that they're having that they haven't fixed yet is to do with consoles and sharing saves from consoles such as Xbox onto the forums when reporting a bug. The developers have said that there's technical limits for sending saves, but they're in the process of speaking with Xbox, Microsoft, and seeing if there's any way that they can work out the issue so that Xbox players can share saves with the developers to help with bug problems. Looking at responsiveness, they're currently working on careers and making them more responsive. They found the root cause for caregivers constantly being idle instead of taking care of the kids, and they're working on a responsiveness update for that. The developers are also currently testing a fix for Sims who are popping out of work or school when you load up the save. For example, if you had a Sim who was at school or a Sim who is at work and you saved the game, shut down the game, and then it came back on the next day and reloaded it, those Sims that were at work or school would stop their work day or their school day and reappear on the lot. They are testing out a fix to stop this from happening. What are they planning on working on for 2026? They're currently investigating toddler makeup category, the non-custom content side of things, so that toddlers will eventually be able to have the proper, face paints and everything that should be available to toddlers. The gallery and library server errors are their top priority, but they're super complex problems, so they're going to take a while before they can issue any fixes on those sides. Personally, I just want the notifications when I'm playing the game and someone comments on one of my builds to come back personally, but there you go. They are currently making progress on the blank memorial and graduation portraits. Hopefully they'll have that fully fixed soon. There are creative solutions being tested for the obsessive object use, such as your Sims being obsessed with radios, PCs, their mobile phones, constantly using them, and disappearing pets and horses in pre-made families are on the list and will be fixed as soon as possible. So you're probably asking after all of this, how you can help, and also how you can protect your saves so that they don't experience any save corruptions or bugs and so on. The best things that you can do is before patch day, and patch days usually happen on Tuesdays, or before you download any new DLC for your game, back up all of your saves. So to back up your saves, you want to go into your Sims 4 folder. That's Documents, EA, or Electronic Arts, The Sims 4. And you'll want to find the Saves folder here. To back up your saves, all you have to do is copy that folder and paste it onto your desktop. It's really is that simple. I do have a step-by-step save backup guide that is coming that goes into a bit more detail than that simple solution that I just shared, so subscribe so you don't miss that deep dive. If you are able to reproduce the skillful sleep bug, the developers are asking that you share a save from right before it happens, because this is the missing puzzle piece. And if you're still seeing crashes, infinite loading screens, or missing lots after this patch, please use the official threads and survey that I have put in description of this video. So just some quick Q&A clarifications. This is from the official developer Q&A on their Discord. Someone asked on the forums, there's awaiting more reports status on quite a few bugs, and that awaiting more report status helps triage stale threads, but developers want to know that absolutely no bugs on that forum are ignored. Everything is written, so even if there's only you that has reported this bug, they still have read it, they know that it exists, that you're having problems, and they have put it on their to look into list. The way that they have the feedback section is by design, but don't worry, it is still monitored. Someone asked about swimmable water. Can we add swimmable water in older worlds that currently don't have swimmable water? And the developers have said that would require a lot of rework and it would be majorly heavy lifting, so don't look for that update anytime soon, if at all. In the Q&A, someone brought up that they think that they've found some problems with the in-game townie lore, and the developers said that if you find any townie lore or information, text information that is incorrect in the game, please do report as a bug, because that is a super easy fix that they can pretty much take care of very quickly. There's no news regarding mod support for consoles, but everyone's feedback is being relayed. Another question about mods and custom content. Do they see different mods and custom content and think, ooh, we want that permanently in the game? So, do they copy the mods? And the developers have said content is built based on research, team, and player passion, not directly copied from mods and custom content. Whether you believe them or not is up to you. Now, just as a note here, that is separate from the creator kits, which are actually made by custom content creators. So that was a lot to get through, but at least they are working on a lot of bugs and have fixed quite a few for this patch. So my friends, if your game still feels sluggish after this newest bug patch, please watch these 2 performance videos next. So I will pin all of the helpful links below in the description. Happy simming, my friends, and take care of those saves.